Good morning, y'all. It's Captain Dylan Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina with another morning view inside Johns Pass. A little cloudy this morning as we get ready to head out here on our 5-hour half-day fishing trip. We've got the Hub heading out here shortly for a private fishing charter. We've got the Flying Hub 2 heading out on a private charter as well. The Florida Fisherman is heading out on a 39-hour trip later today. We've got half-day trips on the Friendly, a 12-hour night snapper trip tonight on the Friendly Fisherman as well. Tons and tons of trips going on today, plus Dolphin tours, island trips, shelling, snorkeling, and much, much more. We're looking forward to some good weather coming up here the next couple days. At least that's what's forecasted. We've got a big kind of meandering front kind of stuck up there in the northern Gulf, sitting around Panama City, Destin area. And it's not forecasted to make it down our way. And supposed to be under 2 foot, really, according to the Egmont Key Channel buoy forecast, under 2 foot until Thursday when it picks up quite a bit. So should have nice weather for some near shore and offshore fishing hopefully this weekend and into next week until, like I said, around the second half of next week. We've got our Fox 13 Good Catch segment coming up here later this morning at 8:15 a.m. on Fox Channel 13 News. So tune in for that. Also wanted to give you an update. The last 5 days, or the last 4 days, we've been stuck in a virtual meeting with the National Marine Fisheries, Gulf of Mexico Fishery Management Council, dealing with that. And I want to give you an update on it. Barry Long, appreciate those stars, man. How you doing this morning? Thanks for watching. But as I was saying, the National Marine Fisheries Gulf Council meeting just concluded yesterday, and we have some interesting red snapper situations going on. Essentially, this great red snapper count occurred, and they claim there is all this more abundance of red snapper in the Gulf of Mexico. Apparently, the federal assessment was around 36 million red snapper. This great American red snapper count is showing around 110 million red snappers. So quite a considerable change from the 36 million the federal assessment was showing. Keep in mind, though, the Great American Red Snapper count and the federal assessment virtually agreed with each other when it comes to fishable areas. Those large relief structures like artificial reefs, ledges, wrecks, all the places that you and I fish, the federal assessment and the Great American Red Snapper count virtually agreed on the numbers. So the count really mostly shows that there's a lot more fish in the Gulf than they thought in areas that we don't fish, and that means that the stock probably isn't as reproductive as they thought. So it could have implications negatively, and there's been the last 3 years a decreasing trend in the bottom longline index that the National Marine Fisheries uses. So there's some concerning things around red snapper, but as far as the Great American Red Snapper count goes, 3 times more fish, that's a very positive thing. It got very political, super contentious. It was a hard-fought battle by all sides, and ultimately it settled on an illegal, not viable, non-legal motion to put off calibrating the data for 2 more years until 2023, which again is not legal, not viable. Most likely the agency is going to have to just step in and do the calibration for the council, since the council couldn't reach an agreement. So that just shows how kind of chaotic that meeting was. Adam Franklin, appreciate those 100 stars, buddy. Appreciate that. As far as the red grouper issue goes, red grouper, the news there with the red grouper is they are working on this allocation document in Reef Fish Amendment 53 for red grouper. And they're talking about moving a bunch of pounds over to the recreational fishing sector from the commercial sector, which sounds good, but they're doing that because of the new fishing effort survey, and that shows that recreational fishermen have been catching more fish historically, and there's more of us out there on the water than they historically thought. So they're giving us higher quota. So higher quota sounds great, but we're also catching those fish much faster. So we're getting more fish. Commercial fishermen are losing fish, but our season is shrinking because we're catching those fish more quickly. So the red grouper situation's kind of lose for everyone involved. And it's definitely going to be something that we're going to keep a close eye on. They are talking about holding public hearings on this red grouper document, and they specifically mentioned Madeira Beach as the location for that public hearing, because guess what? Almost 75% of red grouper that are landed in the Gulf of Mexico are landed right here in Johns Pass, the fishing capital of the Gulf. Literally 75% of the commercially caught red grouper are landed through Johns Pass. Pretty impressive. Brandy Cuoma, appreciate those stars. Thank you. So we have a lot of stuff going on with the red grouper, the red snapper. Red snapper, we do have a modest increase in the recreational ACL and the stock ABC. So we will see a slight increase in quota, but it's so slight it really won't make much of a difference in our season. So tune in Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. for our live stream show. We'll talk more about this stuff. We'll answer your questions live. Unfortunately, don't have a ton of time this morning. I got to hop over and do this seminar and then get ready for our Fox 13 News Good Catch segment that airs live at 8:15 a.m. on Fox Channel 13 News. So I'm going to get going. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you Sunday night to talk more about nearshore and offshore fishing and give away some free trips. And have a great weekend, y'all. Tight lines, and don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy.